Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jason. I'm going to take you through a short hip mobility and strengthening sequence here. So find a seated position onto your mat, and we'll take our feet down onto the floor in front of us, a little bit wider than our hips distance apart. It's almost like the outside edges of the mat. And you can take your hands down behind you, either the fingertips pointed forward or just out to the side, whatever you choose. Now bring your heels in a little bit closer towards your hips and just lower the knees over towards one side. Good. Lift them back up and then just take them over to the other. Perfect. Just go back and forth. We'll just start by kind of warming up the joint, moving them back and forth. As fast or as slow as you choose. And then from here, bring your knees back up to your center. Start to kind of pull your chest in between your knees. And then keep your shoulders square to the front of the mat, and then just lower the knees. Good. So shoulders stay square, knees lower down as much as they can go. Bring them back up, lower them over to the other side. Good. And back to the right. And then the opposite direction. One more time, either way. Again, shoulders stay square. Let the movement just come from the lower part of the body, lower half of the body, and then back up. So same idea. This time you're going to lift your hands. Now again, try to tilt your pelvis forward, kind of keeping your chest coming back. We don't want to round, so we don't want to slouch back behind us, tucking the pelvis. We want to be able to tilt it forward. Hands can be wherever you choose. You can flail them around or you can keep them down in front of you. Same idea. Core stays straight, shoulders stay straight. Movement just comes from the knees, lower half of the body. Now you might not get as much as low to the floor as with your hands out behind you, and that's okay. Just go to wherever you feel that range of motion, that resistance. Come back up, and then over the other way. Don't tuck. Tilt. Okay? Try to stay up as tall as you can. Reach through the crown of the head. Shoulders stay to the front of the mat. One way, and then the other. Good. Again, back and forth. Either direction. Perfect. One more time. And back. Good. Pack up through center. If you scooch forward a little bit, bring yourself back down onto your mat. Now, same idea. Bring those heels in a little bit closer in towards you. And chest comes in between your knees. If you want to take your hands down in between your feet, you can. Sit up nice and tall. And this time, just come and lift the right heel. Try to keep that pelvis coming forward, chest in between the legs, right heel lifts just a little bit. Notice that activation up into the hip flexor. Good, let it lower. Same idea, lift the left. Make sure you're not slouching. Keep the chest coming forward, hips tilting. Good, down. Right side again. This time, if you'd like, you can lift the foot, but keep that heel coming in towards you. Don't slouch or round through the spine. Keep your chest coming forward. Feel that engagement through the hip, through the thigh. Back and forth, either direction. Good. Up and then down. either feet. Now you're gonna go both feet this time, okay? So hands can be down onto the floor. You can keep them lifted. Don't straighten the legs. Imagine pulling that heel in towards you. Lift the foot straight up, either one or both of them. You can come back onto your sit bones a little bit, but don't round through the spine. Keep the chest coming forward as much as you can. Breathe. We'll hold for anywhere from 3 to 5 breaths. All right, lower the feet back down. Excellent. All right, come down onto your left side this time. And you're gonna take kind of like a 90-90 position with the leg. So front knee at 90 degrees, back leg at 90 degrees. Same idea with the pelvis. Don't let it tuck to where you round through the spine. You wanna bring that right hip forward as much as you can. Hands can be wherever you choose. Your left hand can be down beside you. Right hand can be onto your hip. From here, keep that right knee down onto the floor. Just lift the right foot up. It doesn't have to lift up very much. You'll notice how that hip wants to come forward. You're not rounding. Pull. Lift up the foot. Lower it down. Again. Good. And release. Again. One more time. Excellent. Now we're going to go the opposite direction, okay? So this time you're just going to lift your right knee up towards the ceiling, but you'll bring your right foot to where your right knee was. So when you're ready, right knee lifts, right foot comes where it was. Again, try not to slouch. Keep that pelvis tilting forward and back. Now you can let that foot slide across the floor, or if you like, you can lift up the whole leg. Bring that right knee up, almost somebody's like pulling a string all the way up and then pushing it down. If you want to challenge yourself some more, you'll lift up your left hand, either taking it onto the hip or wherever you choose, and then let it lift. Good, and back. Now when you're letting it lift also, don't compress through that left elbow. So try to keep that arm as straight as you can. Again, reach through the crown of the head, all the way up, and all the way back. Perfect. Next one, keep that leg exactly where it is. This time you're just gonna lift it up. Again, not very much weight into the left hand. You can lift it up if you want to challenge yourself some more. Straighten the leg. Again, it's one thing, we want to strengthen the muscles around the joint and then bend the knee. Straighten and bend. Again, straighten and bend. One more time, straighten and bend. Down. Perfect. We got one more on this side. So same idea again, lift up that whole leg, straighten it, bring it around to the front, and then all the way to the back. Around and forward and back. Perfect. One more time. And back. And release. Lift up the knees. Take a moment, see how one side feels compared to the other, and then we'll go over onto the other side this time. So again, 90-90 pattern with the legs. If you want to place something under your front knee, you can as well, whatever you choose. Right hand can be down beside you, left hand onto your hip. First exercise, lift that left foot up towards the ceiling. Notice how it wants to rotate and push your hip forward. Keep it like that and then lower. Again. And down. Up. Good. And down. Again, please. Once more. And release. Same idea. This time we're going to lift the left knee up and we're going to bring the left foot where that left knee is. So just like somebody's pulling that left knee up towards the ceiling, bring that foot in. Again, try to keep the hips in that neutral position and just allow this movement to come from that hip flexor, from that hip joint. Back up and down. You can try to keep that 90-degree angle the best that you can with that left knee or that left leg. And as always, if you want to challenge yourself some more, you'll just lift up that right hand. Good. One more time, all the way up. And release. You may be getting a Charlie horse by now. That's completely normal. Next exercise, lift it up, straighten, and bend. Again, try to keep as little weight into that right hand as possible. Straighten the leg, and down. Good, one more time. And release. All right. Same thing here this time. Lift up that leg, straighten it, bring it all the way forward, and then back. Try to keep those hips neutral. Reach it out behind you as much as you can, and then bring it back forward. All the way back. And forward. And one more time, all the way back. All the way forward. Bend the knee, lower it back down. Lift your knees back up. Keep your feet down onto the floor. Take a little seated windshield wiper just to release any energy that you may have built up or have left in the body. And play around with those different movements. Add some, take some away, explore mobility, and have fun with it. Thank you.